Hi, Jason. How are you? We are very glad to have you here. Jason is the CEO of GETTR, the new platform. Very honored to have you here. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Well, a while ago, I wrote an article where I proposed that the woke movement that we see now in the United States has a lot of common with the Mao Chinese revolution, cultural revolution, because both movements want to conceal the freedom of the free speech, free thought. And finally, at the end of the day, both movements want to implant like a left dictatorship. So GETTR is I see GETTR as a way of getting off this, getting where we can feel free to join, to speak, free to thought. So is that opinion, what is your opinion about that?
Yeah, when we started GETTR, the goal was to have a social media platform that encouraged free speech and opposed cancel culture. And you're exactly right that where the trend is going is to ultimately stifle ideas, to go and make sure that only one part of the country has a voice. But as we found, it isn't just the United States that is having this issue with free speech and with censorship. This is really an issue all around the entire world. And so, as I frequently will tell folks, if in America, that if you're an American and you're frustrated that 3 billionaires in Silicon Valley are dictating all of your free speech rights, imagine if you live outside the United States. Imagine how frustrated you must be that Silicon Valley is dictating what you're allowed and not allowed to say.
Yeah, so true. So, well, I see GETTR like a house of the defense of the free speech, and many of us understand GETTR as the house where the freedom of expression and traditional Western values are defended, and the culture of cancellation is fought. It is a unique social network, not woke. Is this view correct for you?
Yes, our goal is to make sure that nobody is ever censored or deplatformed based on their political commentary or on their political beliefs. Of course, we do have a proactive and robust moderation program to make sure people are not posting, say, violent content or inappropriate pornographic images or things like that. But that's not political free speech. You know, what we've seen, particularly in the United States over this past year, is the single worst year of censorship in American history. And we're seeing this all around the world, as a matter of fact. And so, for example, people being censored or deplatformed for questioning the origins of COVID-19 and where that came from. People being censored or deplatformed for criticizing Dr. Anthony Fauci or the CDC for their handling of COVID. Of course, we saw last fall the suppression of the Hunter Biden laptop story, which would have impacted a number of votes. That was suppressed by both big tech and media together. Then President Trump himself was kicked off of social media after January 6th. But then now with Joe Biden in the White House, we've actually seen the press secretary in the White House stand up there and say, we're working with social media platforms to remove certain posts, and saying that we believe that if someone's been kicked off of one platform, that they should then be kicked off of all platforms. And that's just simply wrong in our opinion. The government and social media companies should not team up in this fashion to get rid of free speech rights.
Okay. So, well, GETTR has only been around for a short time, but there has been a great response, I think. How many users do you have already in the United States, and in which other countries is growing fast also?
Yeah, so we're at 2 million users. About half of those users are in the United States and about half are international. Outside of the United States, the next biggest country is Brazil, which is approximately 15% of GETTR's user base. That's because we have President Jair Bolsonaro, who has joined the platform, and 2 of his 3 adult sons. So that's part of the reason why we're seeing the growth in the excitement in Brazil. Also seeing good growth when it comes to the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Spain, and then Japan, which is actually number 3 as far as country growth after the United States and Brazil. Japan has been growing very rapidly. We do see Central and South America as being having additional opportunities for growth. So we do look to continue expanding in these places.
Very good. Okay. And it seems to me that like in Latin America and in Spain, GETTR is becoming better known every day. What is your plan to attract the Latino people? You have a plan for that?
One of the things that we've really picked up on is that as you're starting a new social media platform, a lot of it really drives from who's on the platform, who are kind of the key influencers or commentators or news outlets. And so, for example, most folks go to social media for 2 reasons. One, they want to connect with friends and family, some within their personal ecosystem, some they're more, say, in the digital ecosystem where they might have a commonality or they might want to follow, say, a thought leader or opinion leader. And also, the other reason people go to social media platforms is really for breaking news, to go and get news updates. And so as we continue to add on high-profile individuals, as we continue to add on additional news outlets, then more people will come to get it as a source for news and connecting with people. So in addition, we're looking to hire more staff and different people to help us grow in not only in Central and South America, but also with people in the U.S. who speak Spanish, with Latinos and Hispanics in the United States. We think there's a big growth opportunity that the other social media platforms haven't done as good of a job of reaching out to Spanish-speaking Americans as they could have.
Okay. What is the main contribution of GETTR to the social network market and also to society?
Yeah, I think it's an independent place for not just political thought, but just thought in general. I think it's a place where people don't have to worry about being censored. They don't have to worry about being deplatformed. And it's a guarantee that you will always have some sort of venue to express yourself. And we think that's important. There's a reason why in the United States, it's the First Amendment that deals with free speech, because it was placed in such a key made such a key priority. And so we think that this truly will be the place that has superior technology, this marketplace of ideas, the freedom of speech, and no canceling, no cancel culture based on political beliefs. And because really what we're seeing from other social media platforms is political discrimination. And what that means is that one set of users get treated one way, another set of users get treated another way. There are 2 different standards. We want to eliminate that.
Okay. And we've seen some point of view that warn about the presence of some accounts that could be of sympathizers of radical groups. What does GETTR do to prevent all kind of violence?
Yeah, excellent question. So all social media platforms have been attacked by some aspect of jihadis or some aspect of radicals. The difference, though, between, say, what GETTR does and, say, what Twitter does, Twitter actively allows the Taliban in Afghanistan, for example, to have platforms, but they deplatform President Trump. So that's they say yes to the murdering terrorist and no to the former leader of the free world. What we do, we work with both an AI program and a human moderation effort to screen this content, to look out for certain jihad type language that talks about death or killing people, anything that would be viewed as illegal. And we believe that in order to protect free speech, we also have to make sure that it's a safe place. And usually your free speech rights extend as far as to where they would actually hurt or infringe on someone else. So, for example, if you're saying that we want to cause physical harm to somebody, obviously that's a threat. That is something that is very serious. And so we're not going to allow something like that. We're not going to allow terrorist groups to be on the platform. I think we've done a very good job of now screening and removing any of that type of content. But it's a continual effort, like it is with all social media platforms. So, for example, when the jihadis were commenting when we launched the platform, they were using language such as, "We want to destroy this platform of President Trump's. Even though President Trump is not yet on the platform, that's what why they were trying to attack us and try to post things for this very reason.
Wow. Okay. When we're gonna see the President Trump in GETTR? We want Trump in GETTR.
I'm hoping soon. I continue to speak with him pretty frequently. I know he has offers from a number of different platforms to come and join. We think that GETTR is clearly the best platform and the perfect place for him. So I met with him last week and we discussed it. I'm hoping to see him again soon, and we hope it won't be too much longer that we can get him. But there's no done deal yet. He has not made any commitment yet.
Okay. How influential will GETTR be in the midterm elections and in the presidentials to help Republicans win, I think?
Well, it's going to be very influential. And one of the things, obviously, I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative Republican, having worked for President Trump and Ted Cruz and Rudy Giuliani and a number of other conservatives over the years. But anyone can join the platform. If you're left of center, if you support Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden, you're just as welcome as someone who supports President Trump or other Republicans. Our only request is if you're joining the platform, you believe in free speech and you oppose cancel culture. Those are kind of the two guiding principles that we have. Now, I do think that GETTR will be very important going into the U.S. midterms next year, but I think the platform will be important going into Brazil's presidential election next year, or other international elections as well. And that's because, as we've seen these other social media platforms stifle free speech in the run up to these elections, we want to make sure that this is a platform where people can share their political beliefs, regardless of what party they're with or what they're running for or who they're running against, that they have that ability to express themselves without Silicon Valley telling them to be quiet.
Yeah. We have seen that some big tech companies take our data to sell it without our permission. So will that happen also in GETTR?
No. So one of the things that we said right at the beginning is this is part of the reason why people are so upset with big tech, is because when you check those boxes to sign up for one of these free accounts, the way that they make money is by selling your data. So for example, when Twitter was filling out their paperwork to go public, they were saying that they're in the business of selling users' data. Facebook is really one big data company now, for example. They might still call themselves the social network, but they're really a data company now. That's what they are. Our focus is to make sure that we build this community, but we're never going to sell data. We'll have other ways to monetize the platform, obviously, because there's been a lot of money that's been put into it, but we're never going to sell or share any user data.
That's very good to hear that. And what other functions will be added together? Maybe spaces like Zoom, video and audio. You're going to have that?
Yes. So we have a couple good things that are coming. Most immediate in the most recent app update that we sent to the App Store, both the Apple App Store and the Google Play, is to have dark mode. A lot of people want to be able to see it if they're reading it at night or they don't want to shine too brightly. So we will have dark mode. Soon we'll have live streaming on the platform. We're also going to have online appreciation and online tipping. So content creators can come over to GETTR and they can actually monetize their work, their hard creative efforts. They can make money from that as opposed to just giving it away from free, especially now that we're seeing, say, Facebook. People can't monetize Facebook in the way that they used to. A little further down the road, we're also looking at, there'll be some audio features, some community similar to a clubhouse or a locker room where people can have audio conversations. We want to get that into place. So a lot of additional features that are coming, and we're working hard on it every day.
That's very good. What is the original meaning of the icon, the torch? Because we know the letters of GETTR, it means get together, right? But the torch, why the torch is there?
So the torch is there because in our founding mission statement, what we were about, we wanted to say that we were going to bring lightness to dark, that we were going to bring democracy and freedom to places around the world that aren't able to experience it. That's at our core belief, that we want to make sure this is a platform for everybody, that everybody has a voice. It doesn't matter what country you're in, what race you are, what religion you are, where in the world you might be located. you deserve to have access to free speech. And that's what we want to do, is try to bring some of that democracy and freedom to places where it doesn't currently exist. That's the symbolism behind the torch.
Okay. Well, I want to ask you, do you practice some religion, and what are your hobbies?
Yes, so I'm Christian. That is my faith. And as far as hobbies, I pretty much just work all the time. Although when I'm not working, I like to spend time with my children. In particular, my 12-year-old daughter plays softball, and she's on a travel softball team, and so we go to a lot of her games. And she's also a little bit of a political and news junkie as well, and so she likes to tag along with me sometimes to different events. And so not much free time when you're starting a company.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you want to send some message to the Panam Post audience?
Absolutely. Very much would like you to go to either the Apple App Store or to the Google Play Store and download GETTR, GETTR.com. It is available in Spanish. We do have, there are longer posts, 777 characters, longer videos, 3 minutes. The pictures are sharper and clearer than most other social media sites, about 25 or 30% sharper and clearer. You can import all of your tweets into GETTR, which is a fantastic technological feature. So all that creativity and hard work comes with you. Or you can even go to our website, GETTR.com, GETTR.com. We look forward to growing our presence. We hope to get obviously, we want to get Pan Am on GETTR itself. We want to get as many readers and followers of Pan Am onto GETTR as well. And we think there's a lot of common interest in helping to bring freedom and democracy around the world.
Thank you very much for all, Jason. Thank you very much.
Thank you.